car to go by in case you can hear it. No, they're gonna stay. So we wanted to talk a little bit about our Tiffin Wayfarer 25RW that we've had since March. Mm-hmm. We've now done 5 trips in it, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
And we just wanted to talk about the things we love about it and a couple of the things we aren't so jazzed about, and just kind of give you a little bit of a review, an owner's review. I haven't really seen a lot of those on there. There's lots of RV expert reviews, but not a lot of actual owner's reviews. And so yeah, I mean, why don't we start with the things we love about it? What do you think?
Things I love about it. I just love everything. Gosh, I love the kitchen. It's got plenty of storage in it, and if we were full-timing it, I would want a little bit bigger, but this is great for us right now, and we're just doing little trips. And
Yep. So
and I love how easy it is to drive. I can drive it.
Yeah,
it's really easy to drive. It's very it's just like driving a truck or a van.
Yeah, it's actually almost so easy to drive. You can screw up and drive it like your car, and end up finding out while you're driving down 101 going about 55 miles an hour on the twisties about the cross breeze detection safety feature. I literally didn't even know that existed on the car, and I was driving along and I was like, in between 2 hills and just whipping around corners because it handles so nice, and then all of a sudden I was like, and thankfully Mercedes has put in all kinds of wonderful safety features. What can I say?
The other thing I really love, there's a couple other things I love. I love the theater seats. We spend probably, I would say 90% of our time in the motorhome. When we're in the motorhome, we're sitting in these theater seats because they're so comfortable. And then the other thing I love is I love the bathroom. In this particular model, I love how big the bathroom and the shower is. We can actually both get into the bathroom, which, for a motorhome, it's not, it's a little...
It's not roomy.
It's not like roomy or anything.
But no motorhome bathroom is.
Yeah, it's a good sized bathroom for a motorhome, and the shower is really decent, and I don't mind taking showers in there because it's a nice shower. So
it's as big as our bathroom shower and the hall bath at our house.
Yeah, I really like that.
It's literally a residential sized bathroom.
And
in a lot of ways.
This awning is awesome. Yeah,
the armless Girard awning, so you don't smack your head on it. Huge benefit. And the speakers I'm an audiophile, so I'm very picky about audio. And the speakers on these outdoor speakers, you're not going to be cranking it, but they're pretty dang good. I've been impressed.
Yeah.
And
so there's a lot I really love I love the ease of how to use everything. Everything's simple. They've got tons of USB ports all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
There's a spider console, which is the console to, manage everything. One by the bed, one at the front of the coach, and one in the bathroom. And it's really nice having all of those different places where you can, turn things on and off and not have to go all the way to the front of the coach every time you want to do something. And, when I get into bed, I don't want to have to get up and go over and turn it off.
She just goes blink.
Spider console's right there, and I just turn the lights off right there, and I can manage everything from my fingertip right in bed. And it's really awesome.
All right, so we installed some Max Air covers on the top of our RV. There's 2 Max Air vents. For some reason, in the state of Oregon, I believe they should automatically install them, but for some reason they don't. So that rear cargo hatch is actually obviously the wastewater bay. The second one, where you can see the power cord coming out of, that is actually a large gatefold door system. So there's a really big space there. And then right there, what I'm pointing at right there is actually the exhaust pipe for the Onan generator. And then right here is where the diesel fuel filler is, but you can't get to that unless you open up the driver's side door. So I've got the Alcoa aluminum rims throughout my coach, and this really great sunscreen that I've got on the front of this is a classic accessories. It's actually not made for this model year, but it fits perfect, and it's real easy to get on and off, which is awesome. And, of course, the Girard armless awning with the speakers is amazing. There's my outside TV. And then down here is another gatefold storage system. So there's really just 2 on this motorhome. And those are the 2 large storage places. We're going to go ahead and show you this one right now so you can see how large it is. We got quite a bit of stuff in there. And it's not organized, as you can see. Sorry about that. So there's kind of like a little, basically like a cord that you grab back there. It's kind of a hidden cord that you grab. It's right behind that latch, and you pull on it, and that releases it. So in here we've got 3 chairs. We've got the outside mat. We've got our garbage can. Inside this same bay is the central vacuum. You can see the central vacuum right there, and they're all set on lights where you can set so that as soon as you open, they're motion sensing and the lights come on. I have that off right now, as you can see. And we've got just some kind of exterior type stuff. We got some of those little blocks you put under there. We've got an outside blanket and our garbage can. Right there on the right wall, you can see my 2,000 watt power inverter that I added to upgrade. And we also have, which of course you can't see because we didn't go up on the roof, we do have a solar power system on the roof, which keeps the power batteries in the coach pretty much constantly charged. While it's sitting in my driveway, it's generating somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 to 4 amps all the time. And keep in mind, this is Eugene, Oregon, so we don't exactly have sun direct overhead most of the time. Even during the winter when it was very cloudy and overcast, it was generating 0.5 to 1.5 amps, so pretty great, really. And then right there is the propane bottle. And we've been using this thing since March, and so far, I think we're like at 56%, and you can only fill them to 80%. So there's quite a bit of space in there. All right, so this is the inside of our Tiffin 25RW, and that's with the window screen up that I showed you on the outside. Of course, we got our 8-inch screen over there, and we can talk a little bit more about the way it drives, maybe in another video. Those 2 seats, of course, turn around and can become part of the passenger compartment. That's where we store our dog beds. Over here, of course, we've got a little cubby with a fire extinguisher. Both of these handles light up, and this is the Bigfoot leveling jack. And down here, we've got 2 switches, one of which is the cutoff for the spider. The spider control is the electronic digital panel in the front of the coach. Kind of controls all the lights and everything else. We've got the awning controls, and we've got the audio controls for the Girard awning. And then this switch here is the second switch that actually controls whether the step opens every time you open the door or whether it stays unlocked, and stays out all the time. And we've got our 2 burner Dometic cooktop. And then here we've got a pyramid of power, as Matt's RV Reviews says. We've got 2 USB and 2 regular plugs. We've got a single bowl sink here. And this is where we store the covers for our sink when we are not, using them actively in the coach that moment. And just these are the other 2 drawers that we use in the bedroom, and they're a little bit funky. They were also sliding out all the time, so we installed magnets so they would stay in. And the magnets work great, but the drawers need some repair. You can see they're kind of a little cattywampus there. So we're going to have that done when they do service on the coach this fall. Also, I installed an IR blaster. An IR blaster basically allows you to use your remote to control things that are behind things and such. Because the problem is, there's our Blu-ray player all the way in the back of this area. And the only way you could really, control it, since we primarily sit over in the theater seats and use that other TV over there that's over the front door, we sit here. And of course, because we sit here, we want to watch the TV that is there. We don't want to watch the other TV. And all of the stuff that the audio and everything else is designed for this television. So in the long run, we're probably going to consider taking this out. But for now, we installed, hi Cooper, for now, we installed a IR blaster to allow us to easily reach from over there and, be able to control the Blu-ray player, and anything else I add in there, we'll be able to use that IR blaster for us. So that's a super handy little feature. This is a large space, so I really do envision myself using this space for something like a computer, or I'm not sure, maybe putting a stand-up desk in front of it and some sort of a fold-up stand-up desk. But I've got a power strip back there that I installed so that I have a little bit more capability, and of course all this stuff gets hidden when you close the TV back up. There's our LG soundbar that's designed to go with this television. Now, if you're using the front TV like we are 99% of the time, this soundbar is tied to this television. So if you want the soundbar to be on, then you've got to have both TVs on, even if you're only really watching the TV in the front. So one of these days, we're going to probably pull this soundbar out and install it in the front. All right. This is our spider. A little closer on you there at the main lights, so you can see a little bit better in here. This is kind of what we use for storage. Got some blankets up here and some. This is also where we put the scooters when we bring them in the motorhome. This, of course, with the slide in. So there's a pretty nice walkway, really. You don't have to be very strategic. You can pretty much walk straight in, no problem. And when we're parked at home, of course, we leave the shade down because we want to keep as much heat out of here as possible. But we've got our Max Air fan there. Plenty of storage down below the sink, and we just keep a couple extra towels in here and some things like that. And down underneath the sink we have a couple of these little bins which we put some non-stick stuff on so that they won't fly around while we're in transit. And there's our nice sink up above. We've mounted these all over the motorhome, these soap things. They work awesome. These have been swapped out for the magnets, and so they do not have soft close. Any of the right and left side ones do not have soft close, but the others do. I mounted a couple extra hooks in here for mounting a bath towel and or a hand towel and a bath towel, which has been super handy. This is the one that came with the motorhome, and so we use that one and this other one. And then of course we also mounted this in the shower, and as you can see down below, this is where Cooper rides when he's in transit. But this this shower is really big. I mean, let's see, I don't know if I can get in here, but you get the idea, right? So I mean, I'm 6'4", and I've got, I'm wearing shoes right now, and I've got a good, I don't know, 3 inches of clearance here without any problem. And I can turn around inside the shower, and by the way, really like this shower head. This is just the one that came with the Tiffin. Some people swap it out, but I mean, we've been perfectly happy with it. You can turn the water on and off by pushing the button there after you've kind of pre-decided what you want to do on the mix there. And then of course the shower door is one of these click style ones that you then release. And something that was wrong with this when we first got it was this was just stuck on with like the weakest adhesive you can ever imagine. And as you can see, I've caulked the whole thing. When we first got the motorhome, down here this little screw was, pardon the dog hair, but this little screw was like so loose you could just pull it out with your fingers. And every time you took a shower, all the water was just basically it hit the shower door roll down and then roll right out, and it would just soak the interior in here. This towel ended up soaking wet.
Love the paint color, and we have some issues with the actual paint. I guess we can start talking about some of the negatives right now since we're talking about the paint. So the paint is beautiful, except for on the other side when we did the clay bar and ceramic coating, we kind of found all the stuff, and it looks to me like maybe the RV was in the paint booth, had just been finished with the clear coats and such, and or maybe under the first coat. I'm not sure exactly when, but somebody opened up the paint booth door and the wind blew, and we got a whole bunch of like little specks underneath all the paint, all the way across the back and the other side. So that's one of the things we're going to be doing this winter when we stop traveling so much, taking it in and having them fix that, because in the long run it's going to be a problem.
And one of my negatives would be the above cab bed. I love it for storage.
Yeah, it's great storage.
It's great storage. For sleeping, yeah, if you like to sleep in a coffin, works well for one person. I don't know how they can think two people are going up there. Maybe two really small kids, but it curves down.
Yeah, it's
and
like
the ceiling when you're sleeping up there, because I slept up there, is like right here. So you turn and you're hitting the ceiling. I mean, it's squishy up there for an adult. So I don't know how they can say it's a 4-person motorhome when if they're expecting 2 adults to sleep up there. That ain't happening.
So cargo carrying capacity is always a big concern with these Sprinter-based motorhomes. Ours is actually 1,000 pounds. It's like 1,015 or something like that. The cabinets all come with those kind of, those two friction things with the little star-shaped guy that goes in. It's kind of weird. They have soft close cabinets, but then you have to push them closed. And I think Tiffin and other brands should really consider whether just putting magnets up would be better. It works just as well. We've actually swapped out most of them, and we'll probably continue until I swap all of them out with magnets, because then you can use the soft close. It goes shh, and then click. So much better. And in terms of the cost, I can't imagine those little friction guys are any cheaper. The magnets were dirt cheap, like maybe $10 for 6 of them or something. They weren't expensive. So I think that would be a good thing for Tiffin to do in the future. Let's see what else. Now we've got the outside TV, which you can see right here. I actually unlocked it.
It's awesome.
And we have not honestly used it yet, because it's not really our thing to sit outside and use a television, but
we might.
I'm sure we'll use it someday when we are hanging out with, maybe when I'm hanging out with my guy friends and they want to watch a game or something. The door is a little funky. Now we have the older door, and thank God we did, because a lot of people have had trouble with the newer door. But we chose, when ours is a 2021, as you guys know, and the 2021 models and newer generally are getting this new European door, which is a few inches taller. The downside is on the inside, it moves the television, which is, we wanted ideally above the door. It's in a great location. It moves it from there over the cabinet, and it basically kind of lose half of your cabinet, and it's in kind of a weird.
I wasn't thrilled with that, so we told them no. We want the older door the way it was, because I didn't want to lose cabinet space, because I'm a huge storage person.
Yeah.
Huge storage person.
And we have a ton of storage. This thing's got a lot of storage.
It's got quite a bit of storage for a small motorhome, and I really like that.
Now, we have not gone on a 3-week or 1 month or 3-month trip yet, and so at this point we've got so much storage we don't even know what to do with it, because for weekend trips we've got oodles of storage.
We don't even use all 3 of the drawers in the living space.
Yeah, in the bedroom space,
yeah. We use 2 of them, and then the 3rd drawer is kind of our junk drawer that we throw things in.
The bed's super comfortable. We put a 2-inch memory foam topper on it, and of course I'm 6'4", so 76 inches tall. The bed is 76 inches tall, so if I you know, and that's including like bottom lip and the top. So if I like put my head on the wall, then technically I'm not overhanging, but you know how people are, their feet kind of go like this. So I end up doing a little bit of fetal position, but that's not unexpected. I think
I fit just fine.
Yeah, she fits fine. I think with most people my height, motorhomes are not optimal, I guess. I mean, there's, but I'm very satisfied with the bed. It's very comfortable.
Yeah.
So I sleep well in it. And yeah, I mean, really, for this size, and it's parked in our driveway right now, and there's room to spare in the back for the guys to get by and do the yard work, and there's room to spare in the front, so we're not hanging out in the street.
The only other complaint that I have is when the bed's out, we put our bed up every morning, because when the bed's out, you have literally this much space.
Yeah, you kind of have to shimmy past
the bed and the dresser drawers for the bedroom. You have to get to your bathroom. So if I have to use the bathroom, I have to get up, kind of shimmy past it to get to the, which isn't a big deal because it's just at night. We usually generally in the morning we get up because it's super easy to put up. You don't have to make your bed, unmake it, make it. You just leave everything on there and then just put it up, and it just, that way you have room during the day. It's more space in your motorhome, and then we just put it down at night. So it hasn't been too much of a big deal, but yeah, it isn't too much space to shimmy past that bed. You can do it. You can get past. You got about a couple feet there.
Not a couple feet.
No, it's like
maybe 18 inches.
18 inches, yeah. Like
it's
a
tight.
foot and a half. It's a little tight, but you can get past it to use the bathroom if you need to. But yeah, that would be a little bit. I would prefer a little more room there at night, but it works.
And with the slide in, this particular floor plan of 25RW, you could sleep on the couch that's in front of the Murphy bed, and you could sleep up in the overhead bunk. So if you had two people, you could sleep up there and down below, and you might be able to sleep in one of the theater seats if you can, just the one that's closest to the door, that's kind of across from the door, because then the little foot would go out towards the door.
I don't know. I think
it's not real optimal. The floor plan is not ideal if you're going to be doing a lot of camping on the side of the road sort of thing. We have not done that yet. We probably will eventually. Over the course of our travels, end up doing that one or two times, and when we do, it's what it is. It's still way better than pulling over the side of the road with a pickup truck, and or sleeping in the back of a pickup truck, or sleeping on the floor, on the ground in a tent. Much better than that. But yeah. So
overall, I love the motorhome.
Yeah,
I love staying in it. It's been so much fun, and AC works great.
Yeah, the AC works great.
Everything's worked really well. We haven't had too many problems with any of the mechanics or anything like that. The hot water heater, it's just instant.
Yeah.
I've taken nice long showers in there. I love being able to just not worry about the hot water running out.
Yeah, and just the overall quality of the product, I think Tiffin did a great job. I'm very happy with this particular motorhome, and we're really super glad we spent the extra money to get a Tiffin versus some of the other products out there. And yeah, I've been real happy with the Owners Club as well that we're a part of.
If we have any questions, we just throw it out there, and we get tons of responses. And usually people will be like, "Oh, this is what you have to do." Like, we have to ask about the little hose squirter thing up behind the toilet. We can't figure out how to get it to work.
I don't know what's going on with that.
We're like, we must be missing something, so we're going to throw that out there, and I'm sure we'll get plenty of answers on it.
So anyway, thank you very much for joining us this week. This is Eric and Christy with Fish Tales. So thank you. Bye.
Thanks, and please subscribe.